Hello and welcome back to Premier League Primetime. And come on, some of you may be wondering why am I smiling right now? And the reason why I'm smiling is because Manchester United have finally not only have beaten a side in the top six, but we have beaten more or less the runaway champions, Manchester City, 2-0. Get in. I am over the moon. But what I will say is I will not say tactical masterclass because it was really basic to more or less predict what City we're going to try and do. More or less dominate and then and leave lots of space at the back. And Ruben Dias and John Stones, who I've been praising for so long, those two just had a nightmare today. I don't know what happened with that Man City defense. They got caught so easily on the counterattack. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is unbeaten now since he's been at the Etihad. I think he's won all three fixtures that he has played at the Etihad. And for me, I'm over the moon personally. I mean, it's a Manchester derby, and the players looked up for it. And a lot of brilliant performances. But I'm just gonna head right into the player ratings. First of all, we're gonna start off between the 16 Henderson. And for me, he definitely had some work to do. He definitely made some very good saves. The one on Mahrez, he made a brilliant save on Raheem Sterling. Gabriel Jesus had a couple shots in, but other than that, he didn't have much to do. So I won't give him the average 6 because he did play very well. So I will give him a 7. At right back, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. What can I say? The Spider-Man is back. Raheem Sterling, yet again found his place into Wan-Bissaka's pocket. It was brilliant all around. Of course, going forward, he was definitely shaky. But for me, he was brilliant. He had a very good performance for me. And for me, he gets a 7 as well. Into the center backs, and we're going to start off with Victor the Vacuum Lindelof. And he actually had a very good game. He didn't put quite much wrong. And he looked decently solid. Although the one thing that worried me is that after on the Man United corner, which Luke Shaw put right into Ederson's hands, and Ederson threw it to Mahrez, and Mahrez just blitzed past Lindelof, which was a bit of a worry. He got outpaced a couple times, but other than that, he had a decent enough game, so I'll give him a 6. On to the captain, Harry Maguire, and I have to say that was an outstanding performance from me, in my opinion. He was brilliant today. That looked a little more like the Harry Maguire of old. For me, he looked very comfortable. And honestly, very good performance. For me, Gary Jesus really didn't have much on the ball. Maguire did very well defensively in that situation. He kept that back four organized. In my opinion, very good performance. So I'll give him a 7 as well. Into the left back, Luke Shaw, my man of the match, 10. He was unbelievable, bombing up and down that left-hand side. Got himself a goal as well. Took it very well as well. And for me, this is a guy who's just grown this year. And I think by now, I think it's fair to say this guy is the best left back in the Premier League. I don't care if people want to throw out Robertson or Reguilon or Cancelo, that because City playing left back as well. Or whoever else. Because for me, it's really simple. Luke Shaw for me is the best left back in the Premier League right now, and it is simple as that. Luke Shaw, you get a 10, my friend. Into the midfield. And for me, we'll start with Fred. Fred for me, 6. And the reason why Fred gets a 6 was because there are many times where Fred. His first touch kills him a lot. I've said this a couple times in the past about Fred. As much as I love Fred, and I absolutely love this guy to bits, he's He's a very, very good, energetic player. He lacks a quality for touch for me. And many times he lost the ball and got dispossessed. And for me, that led to City getting a lot of chances because of those sloppy turnovers. And for me, but he did very well to move himself around the pitch, and overall, a decent performance. So he gets a 6. On to McTominay, and McFred's counterpart gets a 7. McTominay. If there's one thing I love about McTominay, I mean, he kind of gives me those Herrera vibes in terms of like, I mean, he's like our own Lamella in the sense that like he understands how to be a Shiaouzeri player. Like he is, McTominay. You can tell he's just one of those players who's willing to shithouse, on any other club. And for me, McTominay was extremely mobile. He's doing defensive duties that isn't his strengths, and he did that well. He did well to transition the ball to the front four. And for me, he definitely deserves a 7. Into the attacking three, and I'll start with Dan James. And for me, other than running around a lot, that was not a great performance, to be honest with you. Mamasaka did very, very well to hold up with Raheem Sterling. But for me, Dan James, I said it in the past. For me, Dan James is a put a shift in FC. That's what he is. But he definitely did do well, especially hitting City on the counter attack, and I can't really fault him there. So I'll give Dan James a 5. Into the next player, and I will go with Marcus Rashford. And an off day for me. Marcus Rashford, he clearly looked hurt, playing through injuries. He's been doing that all season. And for me personally, I'm a bit worried about Rashford at the moment. I love the kid. I absolutely love Marcus Rashford. Don't get me wrong, but he wasn't great. He really was not that great in my opinion. I could be wrong, but for me, he didn't look to be at his best. But was better than Dan James, where he did supply a couple some chances. So I'll give him a 6. Into the number 10, and that is, of course, Bruno, came from Sporting like Cristiano. He goes left, he goes right, he makes defenders look shy. He's a Portuguese magnifico. Bruno Fernandes, my guy. Bruno Fernandes doesn't do much against the top 6. Oh my word! Just because he doesn't score or assist in the top 6 doesn't mean he's a bad player. And for all those who keep saying he doesn't do anything against the top 6, can sit down. Yes, it was a penalty. Yes, you could say Fernandes, but you know what? I don't care. And all that matters is that we got the 3 points, and I'm happy. Honestly, people may be thinking, I was a professional, because I've had to put up with Man City fans saying that that we've had no chance, this and that, and rightfully so. But you know what? Bit them back, didn't it? Anyways, what can I say about Bruno Fernandes, man? This guy just runs his socks into the ground. He was all over the place for me. I'm not saying he was good just because he worked hard. He was definitely trying to create chances, especially when we were hitting them on the break. And he is a majestic player. By far my Premier League player of the year. And if he doesn't get player of the year in the Premier League, I will be shocked. And for me, Bruno Fernandes gets an 8. Up front, Anthony Martial should have scored, should have made it 3-0. I was very disappointed in Anto for that. What can I say? And for me personally, Martial, I was expecting a little more from him in terms of shooting and chance like that, but he ran his socks into the ground. Sometimes you can question his work rate, but today you can't. You absolutely cannot. Tony Martial's work rate was exceptional. And the number 9 position, especially at Man United, is a hard position to play because it's more or less putting in the grave shift. It's You get no service. You really don't get the ball that much. You have to hold it up. He just really wasn't getting. I mean, other than those couple of chances, he really wasn't getting the ball that much. To be honest with you, he wasn't getting in terms of getting the ball in like shooting like positions and stuff like that. And for me, Martial, and I love Tony Martial, but for me, he gets a 6. Not great. Onto the bench, Mason Greenwood came on at around I think it was like 25, 30 minutes ago. Marcus Rashford getting that injury. For me personally, I love the kid. I love Mason. But for me, it was an average 6. Didn't do much wrong. But at the same time, didn't do anything amazing, in my opinion. Then Brandon Williams, Nemanja Matic, both of them came on for like the last like 10 minutes. And but one thing I am surprised though, you have Alex Telles on the bench. Why are you bringing on Brandon Williams? He's not a left back. He's a right back. And for me, unless if you were, converting in, and even if you were going for the back 5, like why not bring on Alex Telles? Why not bring on experienced Brazilian international? Yes, I know he's a wing back, and you're trying to go more defensive, but still, that for me that's I don't understand that. I would have put on Alex Telles, Brandon Williams, Matic, 5, average. On to the manager, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and team selection. It ended up being right. In terms of the tactics that we played, but at the same time, I like Maguire and Lindelof, please. I mean, how many weeks have I said it? McFred, how many weeks have I said it? Dan James, how many weeks have I said it? It worked today, so I can't, mark him down on that. I'll give Oli a 7, because it worked. But for me, it didn't take a whole lot of brains to see, what City or what he thought City were going to do, and they definitely tried to, be the dominant force on the pitch, but that just wasn't going to work at all. And yeah, Ollie gets a 7. Anyways, thank you for your time watching this. If you liked what you've seen, smash like on the video and check out our platforms in the link in the description below. And wherever you're watching this in the world, have a great day / evening. And for the Manchester United fans watching this, Manchester is red. Come on!